Hello everybody, this is Ethan Sharp for TCO 141 Draft Instructions video. Mine is for the Hunter Call of the Wild on the most efficient way to find and harvest animals in the video game. I'm going to start off in the tutorial. I'm not going to explain anything that it tells me here. It's in 10 times speed for that reason. If you're new to this game and you want to learn how to play it, tutorials for you. So that's why I started here, so that way you'll be able to make the same decisions I did as I make my way up to finish the tutorial. What you'll see coming up this pathway is there's going to be a few animals. They're giving me calls, but the important piece here is the feeding zones. So different animals have different zones at different times. That is the most efficient way to find the animals. Of course, the hunting portion comes in with your ability to be patient. So you'll see I find the animals in their feeding zone. These are deer, black-tailed deer, and I'm patiently waiting to get a good shot on a buck. You typically want to hit the bucks because they have the antlers and they're also just bigger, better for meat. If you're hunting in real life, they're better for meat. So that's a decision point you have to be able to make, is do you want to shoot the doe or do you want to shoot the buck? Completely up to you. I recommend shooting the buck because in this game it gives you more money and more points. After I found the lookout tower and I discovered a bunch of land around me, the next decision I made was to find a cabin. Cabins are resourceful. They allow you to change the game's time zone, so you can go to a feeding zone or a resting zone that an animal has and be able to find them there and hunt them. So here I'm gonna just go into the cabin, change the time. You can see at the top left the time is registered there. Once you get used to everything, you'll be able to access all the information I am here going through that tutorial. I'm going through a cache right now. You can find at every cabin. Just getting some new guns. Everybody has these guns available for them. As you can see, they say free on my screen. So to note the cost. The next decision I make is to go towards a portion of water. This is a small little pond, and you can see Roosevelt elk here. Of course, second biggest thing in finding animals, find water. If you're lazy and you don't feel like playing this game for an extremely long period of time, the quickest way to find an animal, or any animal for that matter, if you're not specifically looking for one type, is to go to a body of water. You're bound to find an animal drinking there because different animals drink at different times. So I kind of go on a hunting spree here after I found that water, just animals all around me, and you'll end up experiencing the same thing if you make the same decisions I did. And of course, that requires you to have some sense of familiarity with the controls and the patterns of the game. But if you follow that tutorial and you follow the missions that are provided in the game, you'll be able to do the same thing. So you can already see here, I've hunted a deer, I've hunted the Roosevelt elk, and I've hunted a bear. I've already found 3 of the biggest forms of animals in the game. And you can just see me finishing up the tutorial piece here and finding some feeding zones. The next clip you're about to see is me at an actual feeding zone or a resting zone for a black-tailed deer, and it just shows the level of certainty that you're going to find these animals at those zones at those times. So it's just a singular male black-tailed deer. He's going to hear me in a second. You can see all the info at the top right. It'll say he's alert and he'll stand up. And so here he goes. He's going to give me a warning call. And he has perished. But that is just evidence towards how these zones that the animals are at and at those given times, it's just guaranteed you're going to find them there. Most efficient way to hunt and harvest them is just to go to those feeding zones. But the quickest way to find an animal is to go to a body of water, because any kind of animals is going to be there at any given time. So that was the most efficient way to hunt and harvest animals in Hunter Call of the Wild. This is for TCO 141. Thank you.